Hello everyone. We're having troubles on the computer, but so what else is new? Hopefully we pop up on YouTube.
Yeah, on the phone.
We're trying. We don't know what's going on.
There we go.
Yay! We're live. Hi everyone, it's Karen and Alex with Karen's Stamping Place. And we have our matching shirts on today. Look, happy St. Patrick's Day. It is March 17th, 2022. Wow, can you believe it?
Nope.
March 17th. So we just had so much fun today with all the shenanigans going on around here. We made some leprechaun crunch, some leprechaun crack, some leprechaun chow, whatever you want to call it. It's yummy.
It's really good.
It has pretzels and Chex Mix and Lucky Charms and green M&Ms and white chocolate over the top. I posted pictures earlier. It's just fantastic. So I wanted to let you know we still have our sale going on, the Spring in Bloom sale. So where certain items are 20% off if you're interested. And we are going to make a green card today.
You have to.
Everything's green today. So, except our shirts. They're a little on the black side with green writing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Thank you, Alex. Oh, gotta get a drink, guys. Okay, so this card is gonna go by kind of fast.
Yeah.
So,
it's a simple stamping, you know, but a little bit elevated with the blending brushes.
yeah. So I've yet to use this amazing silhouettes to make a card. Again, this is another one that Stampin' Up gave us for free at one of the events. And I got it all mounted and was really excited and never played with it. So we're frozen.
But not on my phone.
Okay, good. Good. That's all right. I think that's what matters. All right. So I've got this one mounted on my Stamparatus. And this is a very large stamp.
It's also the red rubber.
They are red rubber. Yes, so I don't need the extra matte. But I want you to see, they're kind of large images, which is really nice. I love larger images sometimes. Okay, so I put it on the Stamparatus. I took a piece of basic white cardstock and I cut it at 3 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, and I know where I want it, but just to make sure, I'm going to close this and make sure that's exactly where I want it. I think I'm going to go up just a wee bit. Oh no, because I want to stamp that happy birthday at the bottom. Okay, silly me. I forgot about that. Okay, so I want to leave some room at the bottom for that happy birthday. Okay, I think we're good right there. So I'm going to take my magnets. Now I've taken my magnets and wrapped them in duct tape because these magnets are really super strong.
They like to, if they go together, you gotta pull them apart.
And it's really difficult when they're by themselves, and they can break. We have replacements, but yeah, they can break. Okay, so the colors I'm using for this is Granny Apple Green, Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, and Garden Green. You can't. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my blending brush. Now I have a paper towel napkin right here, and I'm just going to daub off some of the ink that's on it. So if I go up here like this, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ink off of it. And let's see if I can pull this down just a bit more.
Here, you can put it right here.
Okay. So you can see it's starting to come off, and it's not going to be so muddy looking. Okay, so I'm going to take and just pick up some of my Granny Apple Green ink, and I'm going to come over here and just kind of press it on, you know, tapping it lightly. But I want that Granny Apple Green to really pop at the top. So I want to get more ink on there at the top. And so that's just layering it a few layers. I love all these greens together. It makes for a very pretty card when it's done. Okay, so I'm coming back over here and just rubbing off my Granny Apple Green. I'm going to move that aside. Now I'm going to open my Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to pick that up. And you can see I'm going to pick it up a little more heavily by pushing into the pad, because I really want, you know, that next layer to be Pear Pizzazz and not muddied from the Granny Apple Green. Okay, and I'm just going back and forth. Okay, so now I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to go into the Old Olive. I know, so much ink. So much ink. It really is a lot of ink because of the way you're pressing it into your brush, but it's still so pretty when it's done. Get some Old Olive on there.
Because when you're picking it up, it kind of makes the ink more transparent this way. So you're trying to build back that opacity.
Okay, so I'm going to rub that one off. And I'm going to go into the Garden Green, which is the darkest color. And again, I'm going to just get that Garden Green on there and then build up the bottom. So I really want that to be bright and shiny at the bottom there.
You could make a whole bunch of like birthday cards or thank you cards this way.
Oh, you could. Absolutely. One more time, just to give it a good daub of ink, and we are going to stamp it. Okay, now since I'm using the Stamparatus, I can really press, get that ink onto my cardstock, but if there's an area that didn't ink up very well, I can go back after it. So that's the blessing about using your Stamparatus. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, so you see right here, the Old Olive didn't take very well. So I'm going to get that Garden Green off. And I'm going to go back. And I'm going to pick up some Old Olive.
That napkin's very festive now.
It is, isn't it? And I'm going to say it's about right here. And it's more on this side than the other side because the other side inked pretty well. So let's go back and do this again. And you just gotta press, you know, to get that ink down on there.
You could do this with like the blues too.
You could. Oh, look at that. It inked up so much nicer. Okay. So now I can put my inks away. Okay, rub that off a little bit. I'm very happy with the color.
I know.
It's video time, and Alex and I always get a case of the yawn.
It's so weird.
I think it's just because we're hustling doing work the whole time, and then it's like, okay, it's time to go live, and we sit down, and it's rest for a minute.
We know what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxing. Okay, so I'm going to use the Garden Green, And I'm going to stamp happy birthday on the bottom here.
And that's from the art gallery set.
It is.
Is it?
It is. It's right here next to me. Oh, and it went crooked.
No.
It's from Art Gallery. And so, since I went crooked, I don't like crooked stamping. That's just me.
Sometimes I hand her my stamps because they get a little wonky.
Yeah. Okay, so I have scrap right here, which is not a problem. And I'm going to stamp it on a piece of scrap. That's the nice thing about stamping, is if by chance you make a mistake, there's no reason to get upset because we can always fix it. Or I can just leave it and whoever gets it can be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes it's, you know, hey, I got a card and it's homemade.
Plus there's the banner punches.
Yes.
Those would work really well with this card too.
But I'm just gonna take this scissor right here and I'm gonna cut it off straight. And we talked about the banner punches, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in here and I'm gonna just banner the edge a little bit. It's gotta go on there anyway, so that'll look really cute.
Yeah.
And you just cut it back and forth.
And this art gallery bundle is part of the savings R in Bloom, so you'll save 20%.
That's awesome. That's buying that and the dies.
Yeah, because it does have dies, and there's like a little die too, where you could die cut out the sentiments.
So I'm just gonna get this Stamparatus out of the way, and that ink. Okay, so see, we changed it up a little bit. No problem. All right, so for this layer, I am going to layer this onto a piece of cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 5.5 inches long. Okay, and since this is the layer, I'll roll with it. Okay, so then I'm going to take dimensionals, since I can now. Before I couldn't because we were just doing it flat. But I'm going to take dimensionals, and you're not even going to know that other happy birthday is on there. I'll just put that down, and you'll never know. Now for this piece, I'm going to take a piece of ribbon, and I am using our gold shimmer ribbon.
It is such a pretty ribbon.
And it's soft. Oh my goodness, it is so soft. Then I'm just going to lower it just a little bit because I got it a little too high. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to cut that off. Now see, if we were doing a regular video, you guys wouldn't have seen me make that boo-boo and fix it. Now that you guys have seen me make it and fix it, you know how to fix your own. That's the nice thing about doing a live video. Because, you know, doing a recorded video, we just would have ran over it, deleted that part, edit it. That's what I'm trying. Deleted.
Run over it and delete.
Delete. Edit.
Edit. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so sometimes words escape me. That's okay. It's St. Patrick's Day. I'm hyped up on sugar. Really.
The leprechaun mix is really good.
It is.
You go to the kitchen, you have a little bit.
Exactly. Every
Go
time
back
you
to the
walk
kitchen.
by, you got to have a piece. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down with a glue dot.
And, you know, it's good to show that that's not the end of the world when it's crooked.
Exactly. Exactly. It's fixable, or leave it alone. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm using Garden Green. Good thing that opened up. And then this one is Old Olive that I'm putting tape onto. And this is going to fit right on the front of this card as a layer. Okay, so again, I cut this and it was almost, I'm going to take that off. It was almost perfect after I cut it. Okay, so yes, it's not hanging over. I was afraid it was going to hang over when I was doing that.
And then it would look like a tongue.
Yeah, it would have been awful. Okay, then we have a piece of Pear Pizzazz. And that's going to be our next layer.
And so those, you're just going a 4th down, right?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is 4 1/4, the Garden Green. This is 3 3/4. This one is 3 1/2. So it's not a 4th. This one is a little bit more than a 4th.
That would be 4 1/4, right? Because it's
it's the card base is 4 1/4.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the layers go from, it's not 4 inches. It goes from 4 1/4 down to 3 3/4, 3 1/2, 3 1/4, and 3 inches. Those are the layers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So this piece, since we have it lifted, the Garden Green, we don't have it lifted yet. We will have it lifted as soon as I get dimensionals on here. Okay, so I've run out, but that's okay. Look what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna take and cut this up. And I can take this piece, the whole piece,
Nice.
and just put this down at the bottom.
And you just need something in the middle.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to sag in the middle. That's why you have to put the dimensional there.
Absolutely, 100%. This is a big panel, and you do not want it sagging. So,
This would be really good for your edges, even if you're not at the point of using them all up.
yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna take all that paper off. I don't know where that extra one came from, but it did. And okay, so this is gonna line up at the top and line up at the bottom with a 1/4 of an inch in between on the sides. And there you have it. What do you guys
It's
think?
a really cute birthday card.
Now, the one thing I did not do is do something on the inside. This being a dark piece, I would want a lighter piece on the inside.
Oh, we could put Pear Pizzazz.
That's what I was going to say. You want to grab me a piece of Pear Pizzazz? So, yeah, you don't always have to use white. Just know that. Sometimes, you know, you can use a color, a lighter color, to put on the inside, and then you can stamp it and still write in it. It does not have to be just white. And that's what we're trying to do, is get away a little bit from just white inserts. And so Alex is bringing me a piece,
Here's Pear Pizzazz.
and I want you guys to see what I'm gonna do.
And that's one of the lighter greens too, so writing will show up beautifully on that.
It sure will. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my Stamparatus, and I'm gonna move this down, because I don't want the whole thing, okay? And I'm only gonna ink it up with one color. Okay, so I'm gonna take the darkest, and I'm gonna use Garden Green. And it's okay that the other inks are already on there.
Because they're lighter than...
It's a
They're
lot
all
lighter.
lighter.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt your pad. Okay, so I'm getting that good and inky. Inky. I'm gonna move this over just a tad. Don't want it quite in the middle. Okay,
Oh, that'll look nice.
won't that look nice?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna rub it to get that ink transferred.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that.
That's
okay. That's beautiful.
You could have even done tone on tone with Pear Pizzazz, and it would
You
look
could have,
fantastic.
absolutely. I totally agree with you on that one, Alex. But I wanted to go a little bit darker because we had all those inks already on there and I didn't clean it. And then you can put this on the inside. And now you can write to your friend on this or your whoever you're giving it to, and it's going to look beautiful on the inside.
Oh yeah.
So this is a very layered card, a lot of cardstock. You don't have to use all that cardstock. You could absolutely take it out and just do one layer, but I just wanted to bring this in for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
A little
relatively simple
green.
stamping.
It really is. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We sure appreciated you taking the time out of your St. Patrick's Day to enjoy our little video. And if you like this video, please subscribe and ring the bell for the notifications and give us a like. We sure would, or a thumbs up. We sure would appreciate that. All right, everyone.